students. Today we are going to discuss about the subject chemistry in intermediate first year. So what is chemistry? So chemistry is a branch of science which deals about the atom, molecules, the combination of molecules for the formation of matter in the universe. So in the universe every matter is made up of molecules, and that molecules are made up of or built up of the atoms. So that matter may changes during the physical appearance or the chemical changes by the environmental conditions in the universe. So what are the changes are made to the matter? How it is possible by the physical nature or the chemical nature? So all these things we are going to know in the intermediate first year chemistry syllabus. So according to the syllabus there are 13 chapters. So amongst the 13, the first chapter is atomic structure or the structure of an atom. So in this lesson we are going to describe or we are going to elaborate a structure for the atom. So before going to describe the structure of atom, first we have to know about the atom. So what is an atom? So atom is the smallest individual tiny particle which cannot be divided into another parts or into two parts. So atom is the smallest individual particle and which cannot be divided or which can't be divided into two parts is called an atom. So this atom is consist of three particles. That particles are named as subatomic particles or primary particles. So every atom is made up of three subatomic particles or which may be named as a primary particles. So these three primary particles are subatomic particles. The first one is electron and the second one is proton. So the electron which is indicated by small e and the proton which is indicated by small p, and the third one which is called as a neutron which is indicated by small n. So the electron which is discovered by J.J. Thomson by the experiment known as cathode ray experiment or cathode tube experiment. So during that experiment some of the rays from the negative charged electrode named as a cathode and some rays are transferring or moving from the cathode to the anode. So that is the from the negative electrode to the positive electrode. Some of the rays are moving to the anode. So such rays are named as a cathode rays. So all the cathode rays consist of negatively charged particles. These negatively charged particles are named as a electron. So simply we can assign what is the charge of electron? Negative. So this is discovered by J.J. Thomson by the cathode ray experiment. And the second one subatomic particle is proton. So this proton is discovered by Rutherford by the same experiment, by doing a small changes in the cathode ray experiment, the rays are coming out from the anode to the cathode reversely. So these rays are named as a canal rays. So that canal rays is named as a protons, and that canal rays consist of a positive charge. So the charge of the proton is indicated or consists as a positive. So doing the experiment, some of the other particles are also identified which are having a slightly more mass than the proton. So that particles are named as a neutron, and this particle consists the charge as neutral. How much of charge is assigned by this? So in generally we can study these charges by comparative method. So comparatively, or by comparing these three only, how much of charge is there for electron, how much of charge is there for proton, and how much of charge is assigned with the neutron. So on comparative study we can assign electron has -1 charge, proton has +1, and the neutron is indicated by 0 charge by the comparative method. So these three particles are combinedly forms an atom. So this atom is the smallest individual particle which cannot be divided into two parts. And then moving into the structure. So the structure of atom can be explained first of all by the J.J. Thomson. So the first model of atom is explained by J.J. Thomson. So this model is named as, according to his name, J.J. Thomson model, or this model is also named as a watermelon model, or which another also called as a plum pudding model. So according to this model, J.J. Thomson, atom has a spherical shape. So atom has a spherical shape. So this spherical atom, or the positive charge is transferred throughout the spherical or filled throughout the spherical. So this is the positive charge, and the negative charge into the sea of positive charge. So these are negative charge. So this model is also named or known as a watermelon model because the structure of atom looks like a watermelon. So consider a watermelon has a spherical shape. When we cut the watermelon into two, or when we cut the watermelon and there appears a red color plum which we are used to eat, so that red color is named or as a positive charge. Seeds in black color which are plumbed or embedded into the red color plum. So that negative or that seeds are in the watermelon are indicated as a negative charge. So that the model is named as a watermelon model or plum pudding model. So here the negatively charged electrons are put into the sea of positive charge. So according to his model there is a drawback. So what is the drawback? According to mathematical consideration, proton has a positive +1 charge and the electron has a negative -1 charge. When these two are combined together, a positive one and the negative one, so that becomes 0. So that indicates there is a no existence of atom. But that was wrong, because in the universe there are most of the matter is present. That matter is made up of molecules, and all the molecules are made up of atoms. Model of the atom is called as a Rutherford model of atom. So this structure for atom is given by Rutherford by doing an experiment called as a alpha scattering experiment. So in this experiment, Rutherford used some of the particles called alpha particles. All these alpha particles consist of a positive charge only. So every alpha particle is consist of positive charge. So he made this positive charge traveled into a small porous hole and which are scattered onto the thin gold foil. And these alpha particles after scattering which are made to fall on a screen. So based on this experiment he made some of the conclusions. So according to that conclusions we can establish the structure of atom. So what are the assumptions he made? The first assumption is all the positive charge of an atom. So all the positive charge of an atom including its mass will be present at a small region. So according to the J.J. Thomson model, the positive charge is throughout the spherical is there, but according to the Rutherford model, the positive charge and the mass of the atom will be present at a small region only. So this small region he named as a nucleus. So simply nucleus is consist of a total positive charge and the mass of an atom, and the remaining second particle which has negative charge. Generally the negatively charged particles are indicated as electrons. So these electrons can be revolving around the nucleus in a circular path. So these electrons can be revolving around the nucleus. So around the positive nucleus in a circular path. So this path he named the path as an orbit. So the positive charge is placed in a small region named as a nucleus, and the negative charge is revolving around the positive charge, and this path is named as a orbit due to the force of attraction. So due to the force of attraction between the positive charge and the negative charge, the atom can be existed. So the positive charge and the negative charge due to the force of attraction, so the atom is existed according to Rutherford model of an atom. So what are the demerits? So the first and the important demerit is that when a particle which is associated with any type of charge, whether it is positive charge or negative charge, if it moves in a circular or whatever may be the path, if it moves in a fixed region, that loses some amount of energy when time is going. So that indicates the electrons when revolving around the nucleus, it loses its energy and fall down into the nucleus. So when it happens, all the electrons are fall down into the nucleus. A moving particle. So here considered as an electron which loses its energy and fall down into the nucleus. So if it happens, there is no existence of atom, but there is existence of atom and matter is there. So this is the drawback of Rutherford. And the second drawback of Rutherford is So the electrons are revolving around the circular path, revolving in a circular path that is named as an orbit. But in that orbit, how many electrons are present? So simply we can say that the energy of the electron and the position of the electron cannot be explained by the Rutherford, which are revolving around the nucleus. So that should be noted as the second demerit. So the position of electron around the nucleus and the energy of the electron also can't be explained by the Rutherford. So these are the two important drawbacks of the Rutherford.